A surprising one. Luka Lovic presumably is feeling the after effects of the hamstring strain he got in the first half. So he makes way for Corbin Piper. Straight like for like change. Very similar players, really. And welcome back to everyone for the second half. It's been on a knife edge all throughout our evening here at Ferry Carrig. And it looks like it's Finn Harps who are going to start the brighter. Just a shot from distance again, goes tamely away. Just from speaking to a few Finn Harps fans at half time, Tim Heimer recovering from meniscus surgery actually, so the talismanic keeper, I think it's fair to say, will be missing for another while yet. Done very, very well for Harps. But Rory Kelly so far has deputised really well.
Yeah, I've suffered an ACL and a meniscus myself, Ronan, so I wish him all the best. I know how hard those recoveries, I suppose, can be, so I wish him all the best in his recovery.
Down to Seamus Keogh. Finn Harps with more of the ball as we get back underway. Alua touches it back to Crawford. Just cleared back as far as Jamie Watson. Patrick Ferry. Good numbers out right. Keogh sends the cross in. It's allowed to bobble around the box. Luke Brown will hook it away. Down to Alua. And now it's cleared. It was pointed out to me actually as well that there actually isn't a centre back in that back four at the moment for Finn Harps. Max Hutchison and Jamie Watson, natural right back. Hutchison is playing here and there, but I was told actually it's his first game at centre back for Harps due to the injuries sustained by Dave Rogers' side.
He might have found his new home, Ronan, from what we've seen in the first 45 minutes.
It's been more than adequate, absolutely, against one of the division's better defenders, or sorry, better attackers, I should say, Aaron Dobbs. Free kick for Wexford as we get restarted. Brown sends it long. It's allowed to just trickle out of play. Once again, we'll be keeping you abreast of the scores around the first division. I'd have to say so far the other results aren't really going Harps' way. They probably would have wanted Kerry to take the lead over Bray.
And Kerry are actually down to 10 men as well, Ronan. They've had a second yellow card there from Keane Barrett right just before the half-time whistle, so Kerry down to 10 men in that one.
Corbally. Crawford, good numbers back for Harps, and that's a poor pass across. That'll give Ryan Flood the chance to hold it up and bring some of his teammates in. Back to Watson. Locked down there by Ethan Boyle. Pushed himself in, he'll be fine to continue.
Yeah, Ethan kind of leading by example there, Ronan. I suppose he just chased that ball down and got the block in the end for his team.
Still waiting for that opening goal here. Rainey gives straight back to Dobbs. Now to Corbally. Himself a bit out of position there, trying to hold it up. And now it breaks out for Patrick Ferry. Big deflection. Just over the bar.
Yeah, it was one of those deflections, John, and I suppose that could have went anywhere. Thankfully, it looped over on Mason's crossbar rather than under it.
Mason had it covered, but certainly it was dangerous. Flood stands over the corner. Delivered in by Flood. Oh, very dangerous ball in. Again, any touch from a white shirt, and that was probably going to be our opening
It was
goal.
a lovely ball in Rowan, and it was just whipped into that danger area that Owen couldn't come, and just into that the corridor of uncertainty, I believe they call it. But a lovely ball by the left foot there of Ryan Flood, and like you said, any touch and it could have been dangerous.
Absolutely, it's another wake-up call, I think, for Wexford defending set pieces. They have to be alive to deliveries of Flood. Gordon Piper tries to flick on. Dobbs is, I think, sitting just a little bit further back. I think he was somewhat marked out of the game now. He did create a good few opportunities, but the marking has been so good by Harps. So we're seeing Dobbs just push that little bit further back, trying to feed into Alua potentially instead. Here's Reese Webb. Corbally. Good return pass to Webb. Cross one well in the air by the Harps defence. Back to Crawford. Tricky angle to attack a cross in. Super strike by Darragh Livingston. Somehow Rory Kelly got a touch on it and hammed it into safety.
Yeah, look, we've seen from the first half, and we've seen obviously in previous games, Ronan, how well Darragh Livingston can strike the ball. Comfortable save, I suppose, in the end. Rory Kelly done the safe thing and batted it away, and foul in the middle of the park there by Corbin Piper, but it's better from Wexford. A lovely turn again by Darragh Livingston on the edge of the box and a strike on target. So
Yeah, he's clearly brimming with confidence after the last few weeks and adding a few more goals to his tally. Rory Kelly won't fancy two more of those being sent at him. Jamie Watson. Trying to work it up the right there through Seamus Keogh. Now to Rainey. Back to me, sorry. To Baba. Good clearance away there from Cian O'Malley. Finds the touchline. Harps are starting the second half well again. Again, it's not life or death for Wexford as it would have been a couple of weeks ago, let's say. They do have that little bit of a cushion going into this weekend, but they would like to move further up the table themselves. Darragh Livingston. There's a booking. Went in a little bit high for the referee's liking, I suspect. First booking of the game for Darragh Livingston.
I think it was more so the lunge there on, and
Yeah.
rather than the contact, he was a little bit high off the ground. Nothing sinister, nothing malicious, just a little bit too high for the referee's liking, and like you said, picks up the first yellow card.
Yeah, textbook lunge, I'd have to say. Flood with another good delivery. Arrives at the back post, but Ryan Rainey had too much to do. Mason sends it long, looking to get Alua up and running. Just going to go away for the throw. Referee isn't concerned about the contact there between Alua and the retreating Seamus Keogh.
Yeah.
Not sure there was too much in it, really. Both going for the ball fairly honestly.
Yeah.
It was head to head, so a painful one for the two of them. But I don't think there was any foul play there.
Yeah, look, it was just, like you said, just an honest kind of meeting, going for the ball, I suppose. Two of them coming at very different angles, so hopefully now both players will be okay afterwards. Both set the doctors and physios on the field here, but Thomas Alou is up on his feet anyway.
Yeah, Alua and Keogh both look like they'll be okay to continue. It was certainly a painful one. Might be seeing stars, but it will be just away for the throw for Finn Harps. He's doing some paperwork. I don't think anyone got a booking. Just the throw it is. So I'd need to get switched on quickly.
Seems to be a bit of confusion here with the.
Well, Seamus Keogh had gotten a little bit carried away. He does have to wait alongside Thomas Alua to get restarted, but we're now going to get back underway with the Harps throw. Hopefully everyone is switched on and ready for an important few minutes. Brown hooks it clear. Straight out of play. Crawford. And what started out feeling like a very calm evening for myself and Mark has really come to life. Crawford. Lua. Good return pass to Livingston. Brown is under pressure. Can only find the touchline. There's good pressure from Ryan Flood as well off the ball. Sent back to Kelly. Working it all the way left to Doherty. Now Baba. Play ball left beam towards Ryan Rainey, but it comes down to Boyle, who finds Alua. And now Piper. Crawford. Picks out the diagonal ball there. There is a big chance here for Rhys Webb. Cross in towards the back post. Just wasn't the right cross.
Yeah, I think he could have went low there on, and I think everyone kind of made the run for the far post, and maybe just an extra look up from Rhys Webb, and the right option might have came there. But it's better again, Rhys Webb finding that avenue on the right hand side. He's not being tracked there on him when he goes up.
Yeah, it was Dobbs who was really pulling Noe Baba out of position as well. Created a big opportunity for Rhys Webb. Good control. Just didn't pick out all the players arriving at the near post. Plenty of chances for both sides once again. No side has found the opener just yet. Seamus Keogh. Throws it into a sea of purple shirts. Just gets cleared away for the Harps throw again. McNamee. Out left to Rainey.
Oh, well done, Rhys Webb.
It's been good again at right full today, Rhys Webb. Corbell, he's continued his run. Back to Baba. McNamee. Baba again. Watson. Keogh. Won back really well there by James Crawford and will win the free. Had to be.
Yeah, he was in well there on, and he was quick, he was decisive, he knew what he wanted to do when he's after winning a free in a dangerous position here for Wexford.
It's been great energy from both fullbacks yet again. It's been one of the stories of Wexford season. Crawford on the left and Rhys Webb on the right. Been a tricky game for the ref today, Jason Moore. I think he's done really well. Livingston to deliver. Aims it towards the far post. It's a long way from goal. Will get cleared away. Hefty challenge in on Boyle. That was certainly high.
Yeah, it was just a bit tad late there from the Finn Harps man, and Ethan looks to be in a bit of discomfort on the far side.
Yeah, it was certainly painful, and that's the booking for Max Hutchison. To be honest, he's probably done well to evade a booking so far. Really good clean defending on Aaron Dobbs. Just another opportunity for Wexford to put in a dangerous delivery. Harrison Boyle seems to be in quite a bit of pain. Again, but there are options if Ethan Boyle can't continue. Now, he will obviously want to continue against his former side, Finn Harps, the club he's best associated with over his career. But Aaron Doran and Conor Livingston still available for Wexford. Should their services be required. Conor Livingston, former Bows captain, making his way back from intermittent injuries over the season. His brother Dara, meanwhile, has been having an absolute stormer of a season and another good night tonight for the Gory man. Ethan Boyle just wants to shake it off, I think.
Yeah, look, no Ethan like I do. He comes into the gym an awful lot there that I work out. We'd always be kind of chatting when he's in, and he's not one to kind of go off easy. You know, he'll want to be out there. So
no doubt. Here's the delivery. It's an outswinger from Livingston. Doesn't beat the first defender inside the box. Crawford will send it back into the mixer. High challenge off Cian O'Malley. In the end, it'll come to nothing.
yeah, no change running either from around the grounds. It's still scoreless. 60 minutes gone between Cove and Treaty. Kerry again, still 1-1 against Bray, down to 10. Athlone still holding that single goal lead against Waterford, just an hour played, and obviously scoreless here in Ferrycarrig at the moment as well.
Rainey tries to play in the run of Queeveen Porter. Big deflection, it'll actually come for a goal kick. Harps man thought it was a corner.
Finn Harps preparing a change here down on the side. Looks like Sean O'Donnell is about to come in.
Nice layoff there to Corbin Piper. Now he does have the strength to match Max Hutchison, but good side and challenge for Noe Baba. Drifts through to defence and all the way through to Kelly. Yeah, there's options there on the bench for Finn Harps. At some point we could see BJ Banda, but it's a tricky one for Dave Rogers. They've had a decent amount of ball in the midfield. It's just they're not really connecting with Ferry or Flood from open play. Banda probably isn't going to change that. Ball over the top there for Ferry, but that's a free for Wexford. Here's that first change. It will be Ferry to make way for Sean O'Donnell.
Yeah, I was quite impressed with Ferry tonight, Ronan. It's you know, he started the game, he was in the lines, left, right, centre, and started the second half as well. And you know, maybe he's just kind of giving all he can for tonight, but I'm sure his manager would be very impressed. He's giving him a nice big hug going off there.
Absolutely, I think he'll be impressed. I'd say the Harps fans watching from home should be as well. Making a step up from under 19, he's really put himself about today. Created a good bit of consternation in the opening 10-20 minutes. We'd like to see much more of him in the years to come. Another throw coming up for Wexford. Livingston might look to just peel off. It's exactly what he does.
He's well tracked there by Finn Harps man, and he's breaking away here right down the heart of the Wexford defence.
Yeah, it was a bit telegraphed there. Seamus Keogh followed him all the way out, tries to play the through ball for Ryan Flood. Mason gets two hands to it, and it's away for the goal kick. Harps men all the way back here, looking for a corner kick, but again, I think referee Jason Moore had the clearest view of all.
I thought Owen Mason done quite well there with the second one. You know, he was a bit clever to kind of flick it off the Finn Harps man's knee to go out for that goal kick. You know, obviously, you know, just very good goalkeeping from Owen Mason. Nothing less than what we'd expect here.
Yeah, it was a hard my mouth moment sort of after the first contact, let's say, but he recovered really well for the second one. Good reactions by Mason. Dobbs can try to flick on now to Alua. Takes it beyond the first man. Good challenge there from Watson, though, win it back. Good pressure from Livingston.
It has to be said here, Owen, and like you mentioned earlier on about not having a conventional centre back in the back four, but I think the back four Finn Harps have done very well in doubling up on whether it be Aaron Dobbs or Thomas Alua. Any kind of half-yard chance they get, they're in there, they're quick, they're decisive, and it has to be said they've really done well as a unit. Absolutely.
Hasn't been an easy night for them, but they've matched it really well because there have been gaps in front of them that have been exploited well by Reese Webb, Corbally through the centre. Hasn't been an easy night for them at all. I think they've somewhat carried their side. O'Malley sends it forward. Lewis just tried the turn, but it wasn't really on. The strength of the Harps back four stands up again. Ball given straight to Crawford. One over the top for Dobbs. Just couldn't get a touch on it to take it down.
Just see to the left of me here, Owen Kenny's been sent out for a warm-up there, so we could be seeing the introduction of him quite soon. And Harps get away with one there at the back.
Big time. Time seems to just stop still for a second or so. Otherwise, I think Alua would have been right on top of it. Crawford. Back to Brown. Directly to Webb. And he can continue his run now. That's exactly what he wants to do. Takes the cross on early. Crawford again. Substitute Sean O'Donnell putting himself about, and he's won the free out for his side as well. Conor Levingston also in the mix. Would be hard to take Corbally or Levingston out of the side though.
Yeah, Steve, just with Darrell Levingston again, I just, like you said before, we can't, reiterate how impressive he's been in the last run of games for Wexford. Corbally as well, just his work ethic, just he's always in and about. But look, we say that if Conor Levingston is the one to come on and unlock the Finn Harps defence, then hopefully that may be the case. But like you said, it'd be very hard to take one of the guys off at the moment.
Here's Darrell Levingston now. Good return pass from Piper. Opts to play one from deep for Alua.
It was a lovely idea there from Darry. He seen the run. It was just maybe a yard or two short for Alua to run onto, but
it's good athleticism as well from Darrell Levingston. He's so quick to react. Reese Webb again has space to attack. Here's Piper. It's just straight out for the goal kick. He was appealing for a corner. Still no more goals around the first division. Thanks again to everyone joining us on LOI TV. Presence is appreciated. Watson under some pressure. Aaron Dobbs is right on the scene as well. Blocks it down, but it's just away for the goal kick.
I think it might have been a case of commentators' curse there. Ronan as Bray have just taken the lead against Kerry. Obviously making use of that man advantage down in Mount Hawk Park. So it's Bray Wanderers winning 2-1 at the moment.
Yeah, I did think, to be honest, Bray would have enough to fix their form. Their form has been terrible for the last 6-7 weeks. I think they haven't won a game against anyone other than Kerry since about May. But I did think they would probably be able to get things back on track somewhat away to Kerry today. Not over there yet. Not over here either, as Aaron Dobbs shrugs off the challenge. Touched it around the keeper. Can't get the shot away, but Darrell Levingston can.
What a finish. What a finish by Darrell Levingston. We said it running time and time again. It's just that man on that vein of form. Like you said, confidence brimming. It was a lovely ball over the top. Aaron Dobbs was unlucky not to get the finish himself, but just such a calm, composed finish from Darrell Levingston, and it's 1-0 here in Ferrycarrig.
We finally have our deadlock, and of course it had to be Darrell Levingston. He's on absolute fire at the moment. Aaron Dobbs doing so much hard work there, taking 3 men out of the game for Finn Harps for Darrell Levingston on the follow-up. Lovely finish. Very composed in those situations.
Yeah, look, I suppose standing up here, we've no idea how hard of a finish that really is, with 3 Kerry men facing in front of him. Just to put it right in the corner, kind of a bouncing ball out. It's kind of one of those things. Do I smash it? Do I place it? But, like we said, he's been in such form. He was always going to pick the right option, and lovely finish there. And hopefully now we can build on it.
Yeah, look, I think to be honest, there are a lot of players who wouldn't be able to place it as well as Darrell Livingston often is. Like, there's plenty of guys even at this level who are all power all the time. You know, Darrell Livingston though, he's clearly got the knack for just placing it exactly where it needs to be. That's Darrell Livingston adding another goal to his season tally. Wexford now with that 3 points again, making their position in the playoffs that bit more comfortable, and they're on the attack again. There's been a slip for Max Hutchison. Aaron Dobbs is away now. Now, he didn't get the power on it that time. First mistake of the game, really, from Hutchison.
It's been a quick double fire actually running down in Mount Park as Bray have just gone 3-1 up against Kerry. So obviously the 10 men against Bray, they're struggling at the minute.
I just saw a boot go flying. I'm not sure whose foot it was off. There's apparently somebody out there at one shoot.
I think it's Corbin Piper. I think I've seen those shiny silver boots. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. He seems to have both of them. There's somebody shoot us. We'll find out in just a moment. Yeah, we see him there. It's Darrell Livingston who's just gone down as a result. We continue. Meanwhile, Harps are going to play a low cross in. That will be cleared away by Brown. Might give his midfield teammate a chance to get his boot back on. Yeah.
Gives Darrell a chance to get his boot back on, yeah.
By the way, I can't imagine it was Darrell Livingston who, on losing his boot, flung it at the sideline. I think that was a nice bit of gamesmanship from somebody on the opposition side. Yeah, I think it's going to be a booking as a result. It's a straight red, yeah, I think that's exactly what it has to be. It's a straight red for Ryan Rainey. I'm afraid you can't throw off someone's boot. Is that what happened?
I don't think it was for that, Ronan. I think he's after made contact with Aaron Dobbs.
Was it for that? Yeah. So it's actually a second yellow as a result of that. Yeah, so it's actually 2 yellows in quick succession for Ryan Rainey. One of them at least, I think, was for chucking the boot off the pitch. So it's Harps down to 10 is the result. And they're actually going to make a change in response immediately. It's going to be BJ Banda coming on. They're going in search of a goal. It's like one of those challenges from You're the Ref in The Guardian, where what do you do if somebody throws your boot off the pitch? Well, apparently you give him a second yellow and he's off. The unfortunate man to make way is Queeveen Porter. On in his place is BJ Banda again. Look, Dave Rogers' side are throwing the kitchen sink at it, I think, more or less. Down to 10 and a goal in arrears. They need to get something out of this game to stay anyways in that 4 or 5 team mixer for the last playoff place. If they weren't out of it before, I think a defeat today really does put it beyond them. It's come off the back of the head of the midfielder there, but almost fell to Lua, almost being the operative word. Comes to Flood, going on the attack. BJ Banda is up for it, showing plenty of pace. Good coverage from Ethan Boyle.
Yeah, Ethan did well to get back there. He kept up with Ryan Flood there, and I think it was Keane O'Malley as well. It was coming across for cover to help, so well defended there at the expense of a corner, but well defended there by Wexford.
Showed good energy, Ethan Boyle. He will want to get a win against his former side back in his home county. Approaching the final 10. Another corner kick coming up. The deliveries have been good. It's straight to the head of Livingston. Boyle can complete it. Ball straight in again to the head of Brown. Corbally can flick it onto Alua. Good awareness there from the fullback Rhys Webb. Corbally and Piper. So we see that extra man really show for Wexford now. Touched out of play by Bandit.
Yeah, look, I suppose, Ronan, like you said, coming into the last kind of 10-15, it's with that extra man, is can we kind of, it's one of those tricky ones where do you kind of go to maybe see out a bit of time? Do you go for a second? It's, you know, there's so much at stake here, like we mentioned for Wexford tonight.
Yeah, it's important to get the win for Wexford to kind of stamp their impression as being serious playoff contenders. Like this will be an ambitious Wexford side for the second half of the season. They want so much more than scraping into just the last playoff place. They'll want to look far ahead of that. Throw down to Levingston. Crawford. Delivery to the back post to Alua.
That was a spectacular ball by James Crawford. It was right on the money at the back post for Alua.
Absolutely perfect delivery to Alua. And Rory Kelly did really well to keep his side in the game somewhat. Good hands there from Rory Kelly. Again, palming it to safety as well.
Again, I suppose similar to Max Hutchins in the first half, with a player of Alua's qualities, he probably will be disappointed with that chance. But again, what a ball from James Crawford here on the left hand side.
Free kick for Wexford as we get back underway. Wexford are lining up another change, by the way, and it will be Conor Levingston to come in. Receiving extra instructions now from the coaching staff. Delivery to the far post again. Dobbs tries to turn it back goalwards, but two hands on the back of the defender means it'll be a free out for Harps. At least one change coming up for Wexford, by the way. Good to see Conor Levingston get his return to the pitch here at Ferrycarrig. Looking to get a bit more possession, you'd have to think. Skips past him there, Sean O'Donnell. Cross comes straight to Darrell Levingston. There's appeals for handball. I think it's half-hearted, really.
I think they were ambitious shouts now, Ronan, more than anything.
Absolutely. Jamie Watson joins in the attack. Back to McNamee. Headed down by Banda. Back to Watson again. Eager to come forward for his side.
And Luke Brown stepped in just brilliantly again there. Again, he just timed his challenge, stepped in at the right time, wins a free again for Wexford.
Here is that change. It is Wexford looking to get a bit more hold of the ball for this last 15 odd minutes. It'll be Thomas Alua. Put in a good performance on the left side of the attack, and he's coming off for Conor Levingston. So it'll be Corbally moving left, Darragh Levingston right, and then you have a very solid centre of Corbin Piper, Ethan Boyle, and Conor Levingston.
Yeah, look, like we said, Drone will be hoping Conor can kind of get on the ball in these last 10 minutes and just, you know, keep possession, keep the ball ticking over. But like I said, it's good to see him back out there from those kind of couple of little injuries. It's nice to see him back out there for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. Here's Darragh, meanwhile, the goal scorer and younger brother. Darragh Levingston backing into the corner. Judge to have pulled on the jersey, I think, and that'll be a free out for Harps. Kelly. It's great range on it, just didn't have the direction. Straight back out of play it goes. So what's the effect on the table then from all of that, Mark?
So at the moment, Ronan, Treaty actually moved up to 6th. Wexford sitting 5th at the moment with 41. Colvin have actually dropped down to 4th, and Athlone gone into 3rd, just on goal difference at the moment. And Bray have pushed up one spot into 7th. Obviously Longford down in 8th with a game in hand tomorrow night, so very, very tight in those playoff spaces. There's, you know, 2 points between fifth and third, you know, so just very, very tight in there at the moment.
So if you're a Wexford fan or a Wexford sympathetic Finn Harps fan, you're looking for basically Waterford to get an equaliser at least against Athlone.
Yes, without being so straightforward about it, yes. Yes.
Delivery straight to Mason.
But look, like you said, I think you hit the nail on the head there, Ronan, like going into those playoff places. Really, like you said, you want to stamp your authority, go in with flying form, because, like you said, once those playoffs happen, or once those playoffs come around, anything can happen. You don't want to be that kind of team that maybe scrapes there, loses a couple of games at the end, and falls down a couple of places.
Yeah, I'll put a question to you, and you can answer it as honestly as you like. If the season ended today, who's going into the playoffs with the best form?
Wexford,
Yeah,
ourselves.
I think I'd agree.
Yeah, you'd imagine Wexford ourselves. We've won. Ethan Boyle, ambitious. We've won 6 from 8, hopefully 7 from 9 in the last 10 minutes. If you were looking at a team on paper, on form, that should be, you know, one of the games that we lost there was Waterford here. You'll remember. So, arguably a team that we could end up facing in the playoffs if things come around. And I don't think personally, from what I've seen from ourselves the last 6, 7, 8 weeks, I wouldn't go into that playoffs fearing anybody.
Yeah, like obviously, look, there's a big 6 or 7 weeks to go. It's Sean O'Donnell going down just too softly for the referees liking, but there had to be a question in his mind, I think.
Yeah.
Fine margins.
I think again it was just good strength from Luke Brown there in the corner. You know, it was one of those things where it could have become a bit awkward, but I think he done enough just to warrant the right decision from the referee.
Yeah. Looks like Owen Kenny, is being prepared in the dugout as well. But yeah, like Athlone started like an absolute rocket ship, and obviously on their day they can beat absolutely anybody in the whole League of Ireland practically. But they have very much their off days and probably aren't finishing their season as strong as they started. Cove certainly aren't finishing their season as strong as they started. Probably even Waterford as well. Now Waterford, look, they are top class side. But absolutely, look, Wexford at the form they're in won't fear anyone. Especially a derby game where they actually perform pretty well. They have a pretty good record, like an uncharacteristically good record against Waterford for a team that's so regularly around the top end of the division. Look, historically, it's something that always gets the best out of Wexford players.
Yeah, look, if you remember the first game of the season here, Waterford got the run on us that day, but we had a lovely win down at the RC in the bank holiday Monday. Unfortunately, the last bank holiday Monday we fell, but again, it was a narrow 1-0 defeat where we did have a lot of chances. A lovely strike here, and I think our heart was in our mouth there for a split second, Ronan, as that flashed across Mason's goal.
That was as close as it gets. I think it was Stephen Doherty shooting from the left. And here is another change coming up for Wexford. It'll be Cian Corbally this time to make way for Owen Kenny.
Yeah, I think it's a case of maybe fresh legs there. Ronan Cian Corbally has ran himself into the ground there. He always does.
Yeah.
When he plays here, so.
Yeah, he's made a lot of sprints tonight, Cian Corbally. Another good performance from the new signing this season. Coming in, Owen Kenny has a couple of senior goals under his belt already.
We won't miss him with those boots anyway, Ronan, absolutely not.
Oh, big fan. Big fan.
Yeah.
That's very much in vogue here at Wexford. Straight off the head of Banda. Out for the throw. Wexford will be looking to eat as much time as possible out of every stoppage, getting out of here with the 3 points. It's a job well done. Another change coming up for Harps. Stephen Doherty will be making way for Daniel Stocko.
Yeah, look, we're just approaching, coming up to the 85th minute mark here at Ferrycarrig, so we'll be looking at maybe 3 minutes added on maybe at the end. So
yeah, there's been a couple of injury stoppages, but nothing excessive. Won't be too much more added on.
The yellow for Corbin Piper there, I believe, just a tad bit late.
Yeah. Harps still absolutely in it. Could absolutely put a downer on the Wexford party at the moment. Back to Noe Baba. Hutchison. Ball hit in from deep, but Brown rises really well. Banda tried to find Stocko, but it does get cleared away by Piper. All the way back to Baba. Not giving McNamee much of an angle. Harps playing well with 10 men, must be said.
Yeah, they're keeping the ball well here on, and again, they're having a nice little spell, but Reese Webb again does excellently on that right hand side.
So important from Reese Webb, flips momentum of that on its head. Darren Livingston will chase it into the corner. Flood's come all the way back to defend it as well. Credit to him. Still plenty of legs late on in this game. Blocked off Livingston for the goal kick.
Yeah, just looking at it from up here, from a footballing view, we shouldn't really be allowing Harps to get that kind of possession, especially with the man extra. So we need to kind of sort that out maybe. And
yeah, I did have to wonder where was that extra man, you know, when Reese Webb had to make that important touch, or else the left winger was all the way clear in. There's Ethan Boyle bombing out to win it back. Run it straight back at the Finn Harps half. Ball released to Owen Kenny. To Dara Livingston. Oh, it was a huge opportunity for Dara Livingston.
yeah, it looked like we set the man in form at the moment and just had an opportunity there on it to kill the game. But like Ethan Boyle again in midfield, we mentioned it, you know, in the first half, he just steps in, wins that ball. Lovely bit of composure there to kind of, you know, realise that the space was opening up on the far side, and just unlucky there for Dara Livingston. Could have killed the game off.
Yeah. You're really expecting the man in form to do it. Thanks again to everyone joining us from home. Hope you've all enjoyed your evening so far. Harps have put on a spirited performance, but Wexford's quality in possession has made the difference, I think. But there is still minutes left on the clock. There is some dangerous players on the pitch. While Flood and Banda are still there, there's still opportunities, and Harps are throwing everything at it. Comes to Stocko.
Just unfortunately slipped at the wrong moment there, did Daniel Stocko. Fortunately for us, I guess.
Wexford are making another change by the looks of things. Good few options for who that could be. It looks like it's going to be Hanratty. That is an attacking change, really. Flood. Low ball through to Banda. Being faced up by Crawford. No real option there, so just has to play it back to Watson. Hutchison. Under double pressure there on Kenny. Using the fresh legs well. The return pass is missed there to Banda. Banda leaves in a late challenge, and that's a booking. Has been a temperamental game at times, as we've said again. Just a clumsy one that time from Banda, though.
It was nice pressure from Owen Kenny and Aaron Dobbs, to be fair. You know, he's hasn't fallen for him, I suppose, in terms of chances in front of goal, but you can't deny his work rate up there as the number 9. And again, with a couple of minutes left, he's still putting himself about, and Gordon Piper just receiving a bit of treatment here.
As well, this is more time that Harps can't afford to lose.
It is Aaron Dobbs.
This is likely the last change for Wexford. Aaron Dobbs is making way. He's had a busy day. Hanratty offers your typical winger, really.
I'd imagine Owen now will go through the centre with Mark coming out here on the left hand side in front of us.
Exactly. He worked his socks off. He created that opportunity for Dara Livingston for the only goal so far. Counts himself as having a very good day indeed. Wexford at the moment are taking the 3 points. Mason straight up towards Kenny. Baba just has to hit it anywhere. Swings for the fences. Hasn't got as far up the pitch as he would have liked. I've got a hint there from Dennis Hyland in the dugout. I think it's going to be 5 minutes added on. Indeed it is.
I think the microphone might have picked that one up when he shouted that loud.
Such was the surprise of Dennis Hyland. 5 to go. There were a good few stoppages, in fairness. Too many hands there. And Daniel Stocko means it's going to be a free for Harps. More time for Wexford to put their backs to the wall. Indeed, everyone is back defending for Wexford now. Flood heads it back across goal, but nobody quite attacking the goal line of Owen Mason, so he can gather.
It was a nicely worked free kick there by Harps. You know, that ball travelled a couple of yards across the goal before Owen Mason was able to get his hands on it. So,
yeah, I think you have to credit Finn Harps throughout the game. Their set piece deliveries have been good. The routines have been good. Have looked dangerous, absolutely. A different day could have a completely different scoreline. Connor Livingston in possession. Just straight up the line for Hanratty. Hutchison. Hutchison back to cover the pass. It comes straight to Ethan Boyle. Piper has a bit of time to work with. Out to Livingston. There, Livingston up on his own. Happy to take it into the corner for now. Dispossessed easily. Harps have 3 forward, but just finds Reese Webb the ball forward nonetheless. Definitely a chill over the pitch now.
other side there gives Finn Harps a chance to launch another one into the box.
Yep. Brown is getting exactly where he wants his back line, but not quite everyone is on the same page. Watson. Back to Baba. Hutchison. Banda. Certainly gotten a few degrees cooler just in these last few minutes, but the temperature on the pitch, I'm sure, is every bit as high. Harps fight to find an equaliser. Good challenge there from Stocko. Wexford just cleared away. Final few minutes here. Can Harps upset the Wexford apple cart? Watson. Baba again. Harps just don't look like they're a man down at the moment.
They seem to be always finding an extra man running. A lovely ball here over to the far side.
Just like that, they found one, but super save from Mason. It was Banda right in front of goal. Good stop with the foot there of Owen Mason. Absolutely vital. Worth 2 points, absolutely.
Yeah, look, it was lovely play by Finn Harps. They dragged the Wexford FC defence right across. It was a lovely switch over to the right-hand side.
Just to show how much they're putting on this, Rory Kelly is coming forward for Harps. Trying absolutely everything at this moment. Trying to get something out of the game. Trying to get their season back on track. They need at least a point here. Everybody back defending for Wexford. Does come to Rory Kelly, in fact, and it's been touched in. Harps have their equaliser right at the death. And the keeper, Rory Kelly, was instrumental. Last touch actually came from Jamie Watson.
Yeah, look, we spoke earlier about the dangerousness of Ryan Flood in his deliveries, and there was another dangerous ball into the box. Rory Kelly got a touch on it and was scrambled over the line by Jamie Watson. seems to deflated Wexford a little bit there at the moment.
Yeah, they have to feel frustrated with this. Harps a man down. A late goal from Wexford, but that isn't the last twist in the tail. Jamie Watson has put his side back in on level terms. We still have a few seconds left, really. No, we don't. Jamie Watson's late goal has done the business for Harps. They get that late equaliser, and we have your final score here at Ferrycarrig Park. It's Wexford FC 1, Finn Harps 1.
Did you know Campion Insurance